Welcome, boys and girls. We are back with one of these other daily updates. If you're new here, my name is Vasco. I own a software business, in specific a SaaS, a software as a service business. I make money with it, and in these daily updates, I just go over some Q&A that you guys ask in these videos, some growth, stats, and progress, and some updates on how my software business is doing. This is all to hold myself accountable to work every single day on growing the business, and also to eventually sell you guys some stuff. Let's just get started with the Q&A. So we did have 2 questions today. Today. So thank you for the people leaving questions. Really appreciate you guys doing that because, it's fun. Let's go over the first one. Andrew asks, I've already started building my SaaS, although in hindsight, I probably should have validated the idea first, 1,000%. What's the best platform to do this? It's a recruitment tool for home care agencies. I'm considering launching a free MVP alpha program with a few agencies to refine the product and build social proof. Then running Facebook ads alongside organic content. What do you think of this strategy? Okay, yeah. So first things first. Thank you for the question. A lot of people make this mistake, and I understand why. Which is they build and then they sell, which it seems like the logical thing to do, but it's not very smart because if you're building something you think people want, and then only then validating if people actually want it, well, you incur the risk of building something nobody actually wants. So selling before building, in other words, validating the idea, is the way smarter way to go. And by the way, like the word validation, like what does it mean to validate something? Well, in my opinion, it's not just people telling you, hey, yeah, I like the idea, yeah, I'll buy that. No, it's people giving you money for it. That's the only validation that matters. It's money. Because people tell you, yeah, sure, I like the idea. Yeah, I could see myself using it. Like there's no commitment behind that, right? The only commitment is people like voting with their money. That's all that matters. So when we talk about validation is get the money in first, right? But given that you already built what I'm assuming it's an MVP that sort of works, let me give you some advice on that. So what's the best platform to do so? I'm guessing you're asking like what's the best platform to validate this idea on? Well, given that you're a recruitment tool for home care agencies, well, I'm assuming your ICP, your ideal customer profile right here, they're most likely not on Twitter. They're most likely not on TikTok, most likely not on YouTube. Maybe they're on LinkedIn, right? But I'm guessing the best way to get in touch with these people is through cold email, cold calling, and then going in person, right? Cold email, cold calling, and in person. LinkedIn as well, because LinkedIn you can get to the founders. This is pure B2B, business to business, right? And again, these guys are not they're not, sure, some of them might be scrolling TikTok, and you could put out the argument that if you make content on TikTok or YouTube targeting these keywords or these interests, you might get someone scrolling and finding out about your app. But you take a lot of time to validate something like that. So I'd much rather you validate your idea through this LinkedIn, cold email, cold calling, and in person, literally going out there and meeting the guys, meeting the owners, and speaking with them, then doing content. Now to do so, like make sure, because these guys, like everyone, honestly, is blasted with cold emails, cold calls, etc., or cold DMs. So make sure that the product you have, which hopefully you have this, has a unique USP, a unique selling position. Right, because I'm assuming like home care agencies most likely already have a recruitment tool, right? Now you could go and target the ones who have not, that don't have one, but that means most likely that because they don't have it, maybe they're smaller and don't have any money, or maybe they just don't need one. But if you want to target the people who have one and maybe convince them to switch, right? Well, you have to have a unique USP. Yours needs to be better. You have to prove that it's better, right? I don't know, what's the KPI for using a tool like this? Is it better employees, right? Is it less churn rate, churn of employees? Like what's the unique USP? Why would I, as a home care agency, use your tool other than the one I'm using right now, right? Or why would I, a home care agency, use your tool if I currently don't have one? So make that hyper clear, right? And if you can make that hyper clear, if you can like really solve a pain point, then people will have no issue giving the money. Like I own a business, right? I'm pitched all the time. I don't mind. Like I get a ton of DMs, ton of spam, ton of emails. I don't mind. I don't reply to most of them. I reply to a very small percent of them, the ones that are actually good. Because people will open your emails, people will open your DMs, people will take your calls, but they'll only give you time of their day to keep the conversation going if they see any actual value in the product. So the hard part really isn't getting in touch with people, like doing the marketing isn't the hard part. The hard part is sort of selling, right? Because doing the marketing is just all about volume. Like I can guarantee that if you make a list of every single business in the US or whichever country you're on and call them up, all of them, like a lot of them will give you some time to be sold on, just like myself. I give people time to sell me. Like I not that I encourage, but I read people's DMs, right? Most of them, again, I don't reply because I don't see value in them. But my point here is that people, like, they'll give you some time to be sold to, and they'll be sold, and they'll buy your shit if it's actually good, if it solves a problem. Excuse me, if the USP, the unique selling proposition, is actually good. So yeah, I'm considering launching a free MVP alpha program with a few agencies to refine the product. This is good. I don't necessarily like free products because people who take you up on stuff for free means that they have no commitment there. So because it's free, they won't put a lot of effort into it. They won't put a lot of effort into critiquing it, or even to use it, or even to give you proper feedback. So I'd much rather you do something like, hey, by the way, we're launching this MVP. It's going to be, when it does launch, it's going to be like $1,000 a month. But we're just running a small beta testers at $100 a month, fully refundable, by the way. If you don't like it by the end of 30 days, we'll fully refund your money, no questions asked. Like have a refund guarantee, right? Have that in place. Like make it a irrefusable offer, basically. So by the way, guys, you can give it a go. It's $100. That just covers my server costs, my API costs, whatever. It doesn't matter. And if by the end of the 30 days you actually don't see any value in this, not an issue. I'll just refund you the whole money, the whole thing, right? Put that offer out there. Like make it a irrefusable offer for them to have no risk on their end. And again, the reason why I'm saying that they have to pay you is because, again, people only value what they pay for. For example, I'll give you an example in a different context, right? People who watch YouTube videos, most of them don't actually take action on this stuff. Like, reason why people have courses is because when you get someone to pay for something, they'll listen. They actually watch the course and apply stuff. That's why there's a whole debate around courses, etc. Like all the info that's in online courses that you can pay for is already free on YouTube. Sure, inside courses a little bit more organized, but paying for something subconsciously makes you want to take action. So this is the same thing right here. I want to make it free again. I would make it paid but refundable. Yeah, sure. And then you can scale it up with Facebook ads. I think it's good. I think also that any strategy works. Like anything works. Literally anything works, right? It's just about getting started. As cliche as that sounds, just get going. Just start today, not tomorrow. Just literally start today. And then, because what works for me might not work for you, right? It's like a decision tree. You make a decision today to go this way, and then maybe success is right here, down here, right? And you want to reach success. You make a decision today, you go here. Then you make another one, you go here. Another one. So you're making decisions. Some of them might go far away from the success, but making decisions will eventually lead you to the money. What will never lead you to the money is if you stay here and don't make any decision. As cringe as this sounds, is basically that's how this works, right? Because nobody actually knows. Like if we actually knew exactly what we had to do to make money, right? We have some idea, right? We don't know for certain, right? But we just go like this, straight. But we don't. So we have to go boom, 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 boom until eventually we reach the money. But to start going boom, 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 you have to first take the first decision. But of course, you can ask for questions to have some guidance, and hopefully this guidance was valuable enough, to point you in the right direction. So yeah, good stuff. Love to hear it. Yeah, just get to it. Thank you for the question. Really appreciate it. Second question comes from this guy saying, can someone tell me how to have a similar view in Google Analytics shown at 60 minutes? How to trace the journey of a user page by page after the land from ads? Well, he's asking right here how I get this view right here. This is post hog, by the way. He's asking basically how I get, this is for a certain user, which I've in right here. We get to see all his journey. Like he first logged in 4 hours ago. Then he went to the welcome page. Then he actually tried the tool. Then he went to this page on the dashboard. So we can see the journey of every single page he went and every single action he did inside our product. So it's like a customer journey. And this is very valuable for multiple reasons, right? We can track the usage of certain features, the flow people take. I mean, this could be a video for a whole new video, but basically it allows us to track all these customer journeys. This is PostHog. It's a SaaS called PostHog, which is basically just Google Analytics, but a bit more on steroids, basically. To answer your question, I have no idea how to do this in Google Analytics. I don't think you can, honestly. I don't think you can like check customer journeys inside of it. So just use Postlog. Yeah, that's basically it. Guys, thank you for the questions. Really appreciate it again. And I guess we just keep on going. Growth stats and progress. Unfortunately, it's been a boring week, guys. Thank you for sticking through all this stuff. I think I mentioned before yesterday, I think that we're now sending 2 emails a week for the email list, because we do have, of course, a list. Everyone that signs up onto our SaaS, we get their email, right? And I was feeling like I wasn't selling people enough. I was only sending like 1 email a week, I think, and they were like value-based emails, so just value. And I was indirectly selling them, but I wasn't like pushing hard for a sale. Now, 2 emails a week, one we just do value, and this one is like basically pure sale to get people over the fence. And we've had some sales off of that, which is, I mean, it's super obvious now in hindsight, but like actually asking people to buy your stuff will get them to buy your stuff. So ask people to buy your stuff. If you have a SaaS right now, if you have an email list, try like do A/B testing. Try right now to send 2 emails a week, right? And one of them is like pure value, like not pushing for the sale. And the second one is like, hey, buy my stuff. Here's the coupon code. I can almost guarantee you're gonna make more money. And if you're like thinking about, yeah, but I'm sending too many emails, doesn't matter. People will still open them. I think I shared a data on my Twitter that basically MailerLite, this email marketing platform, shared that in essence, the more emails you send, the more money you make. Sure, open rates can go a little bit down, click-through rates can go a little bit down, but at the end of the day, you're going to make more money. Okay, so yeah, we're doing that. We keep doing the YouTube content because YouTube just works right for us. YouTube is also the most, it's the #1 most cited domain on LLMs. So producing YouTube content is great. And again, I've talked about this before, like, the best way to get people to buy from you is to get them to see your face and hear your voice for long periods of time, because people buy from people. They know, like, and trust. And again, the best way to do that is with YouTube. So it takes a lot of work, but it's just such an unfair advantage. So I urge you, if you have a SaaS and you want to do organic marketing, just start with YouTube. It's going to be a pain in the ass to start with, because you're going to get 0 views every single video. But yeah, just get started with it, because it's 1,000% worth it. In terms of, I guess, of updates, we're discontinuing one of our features, because the way in which we build out new features is we just create stuff we think people want, and based off of users' feedback, we create them, then we track if they get any usage, right? If the usage is like subpar, if they don't get enough use as we thought it could get, we just kill it, right? Because having like a bunch of features on your product just increases its complexity, right? Because things break all the time, right? And especially if features have dependency, if this new feature we released has a dependency based on this one, or can like interact with this one indirectly, if this one breaks, then this will break too, and then it gets all super messed up. The code gets all messed up, and it's not worth it to have a feature that doesn't have enough usage just so you can say you have it there. And then also, like, if you have a platform that does everything, then you end up not doing nothing. Then you end up basically being like you have too much stuff in your product, and then you lose the essence and you lose the core, and people feel like they lose the core of what your platform is capable of. For example, I mean, I think TubeBuddy or vidIQ, sorry, it's like a YouTube SaaS. They just have too much stuff there. Like I stopped using it because it's just too much noise, right? Maybe I'm not one of the power users, but maybe the people who actually go out and use it use the whole feature set, but I don't. I feel like they just add unnecessary stuff and unnecessary clutter. And oftentimes, and even we're at fault with this, we think that to grow, we have to build more features. And that's true to a certain extent, right? There comes a point where your effort shouldn't be in adding new stuff, because like just adding a new feature won't necessarily bring more users. The thing that's going to bring more users is more marketing and more sales. The bottleneck is more often than not in the marketing and sales. Sure, if you're just getting started with the MVP, right, you need features, right? And then if you want to create a mature product, you need like more features, more robust features, sure. But when you reach that point, don't try to grow through adding new features. Try to grow to invest in those efforts into either making the ones you have already better, right? And if you are already at that point, invest in marketing and sales, right? Now, of course, right, don't neglect new tech. For example, when AI appeared, for example, Intercom, they took this new tech and tried to apply it inside their product, right? So there's that as well. But don't think that producing new features will unlock any growth, any decent growth, because more often than not, if you already have like a stable product, that won't really happen. And you're just like spending and wasting resources on and getting frustrated because you think, oh, I just built this new feature that nobody like actually bought. So yeah, if you do want to do that, by the way, we do still put out new features, right? We most recently built an LLM rank tracker. Build little MVPs, and then based on, again, on the usage, if it has a good usage, keep on going. If it doesn't have any usage, just kill it, right? And yeah, I guess that's basically it, guys. Going over to the weekend, sales are usually a bit lower on the weekends, but it is what it is. Yeah, guys, if you have any questions about SaaS, if you want to look at numbers, money, marketing strategies, business co-founders, anything about SaaS, just ask it right here, because again, I'm in the trenches. I wake up and I build my business, my software business, and I go to sleep. That's all I do. So I have a lot of knowledge, I think, about this. So any questions you guys have, any things you're curious about, just let me know. Ask them in the comments. I'll answer them here every single day. Thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, and yeah, cheers.